So thank you very much for everybody coming for JS. We're being recorded right now. We have an unbelievable presenter. We're so lucky, my friend. You reach out to us. You're going to be at the ReactMiami. That's huge. By the way, congratulations for being selected there. That I know that's a huge thing to get, hard to get in. And so I am more than honored that you also reach out to our group to present in here. We're excited. We love it. We've had, this is the third time Auth0 has presented at JS.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, so we love Auth0, and so we're Octa. What am I allowed to use still the old name?
Yeah.
They're all the same. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm very honored to present who you will see in ReactMiami. You get ReactMiami stickers, passes. Mr. Johnson.
All right, thank you.
You gotta tell us about your nicknames. Thank you so much.
With an intro like that, I don't even need to speak.
Yeah.
No, but yeah, I'm excited to be here. So this will be like a two-part thing with me. I am my teammate Tyler Clark there. This is our first time meeting each other in real life. We've like known each other for like maybe 3 or 4 years.
It's a weird time
That's amazing. It's amazing.
Yeah, something like that. So first time, our first meeting was a 1.5 hour car drive.
Oh, wow.
Up 95. So
sorry, you had to experience it like that. I mean, hopefully it was a good conversation.
Yeah, it was good. Got to know each other a little better. But yeah, so I am here today to present with Tyler on Auth0 Actions, and we're going to use a little special thing with ChatGPT. So stay tuned for that. But if you don't know what Auth0 is, it is a authentication and authorization platform that allows you to focus on building your app, and we handle the authentication and authorization, so you don't have to be an expert. And then the authentication and authorization is just the knock on the door, right? Once you get in the house, what can you do? That's where Auth0 Actions comes in. It allows you to have a more custom way to use your application. So Auth0 Actions they're serverless JavaScript functions that are written inside of the browser. The code is hosted on Auth0. It's maintained by Auth0. You don't have to worry about maintenance. You don't have to worry about the cost. You don't have to worry about updating it. All those things are handled by Auth0. They also have no code integrations that you can use to plug into your Auth0 account. So you don't have to write any code, but you can add new features to your existing application. So the actions are based upon triggers or what is called flows. So within each time that you log in, there's a certain path that authentication or authorization follows. So for example, here there's login, there's machine to machine, there's pre-user registration. So this is for before the user is saved to the database. And that's if you want to maybe add some user metadata to customize their profile. Then there's post-user registration. And you can use this after they've been saved to the database to maybe send a welcome email or something along those lines. And then there's post-change password, and then there's send phone message. Like I said, the editor is in browser. It's on the auth0.com dashboard, and you can edit the code right there in the browser, and you can save versions of it. And there's lots of other things you can do right within the browser as well that I will get into next. Number one, you can add NPM packages. Right in the browser, you can add other functionality that's hosted on NPM. So say if you wanted to link up with Twilio or, use Stripe or, SendGrid, wink, wink. If you wanted to use another company's features, you can add them to your Auth0 account using these actions and adding the dependencies.
You said SendGrid, wink, wink. Did I miss?
I don't know. You gotta see. I don't know. You gotta see.
It's a hint to
Yeah, it was a preview.
Like, if you want to log in, you gotta pay $1.
Also, you can also add secrets. So if you have API keys or other information that you want to keep secret, you can keep it secret here in the in-browser editor. and it's secure, it's encrypted, won't be something you have to worry about getting leaked later or anything like that, because that would be bad for a security company to leak your credentials. So we'll make sure that doesn't happen. You can also test the actions right in the browser as well, just to make sure that it works. Once you bring up the test menu, you can change the values if you want to change the email, change the message that may get sent or anything like that. And that allows you can also save several different drafts and versions. So let's say you make a new version, it doesn't work. You actually can go back to the previous version fairly easily just by clicking it. And it saves up to 50 per action that you do. So what we're going to do is first, I'm going to show you how to use the actions from the Auth0 marketplace. And then after that, Tyler will come up here and go a lot deeper into how you can customize your Auth0 account. And just to make sure, does anybody have any questions or anything like that before I move on to the next thing?
So is the idea like you could, this is probably the most boring part of it, you could log when someone's logging in?
Yeah, you get logged in either on our own Auth0 logs, or you can.
We don't need the actions for that.
Huh?
We don't need the actions for that.
What do you mean?
They're missing it. When would the actions be fired?
You will choose either when they log in, either after they log in. So it just depends on where you want it to actually fire.
Okay. Show them the flows again.
Yeah. So if I go here to actions and then flows, and you have a few options here of when you want the action to actually trigger.
Cool.
All right. So we're going to actually start with one. So let's go to library, and then this is the you already synced it up. Okay. So start. Let's act like
Didn't see nothing.
Thank you. I did not feel like typing all of that in. Cool. All right. So we go here to library. So library has two columns, has installed. This is for the ones that you do install from the marketplace. And then there's custom. These are the ones that you write yourself. And as you see, Tyler has been very busy writing actions. But so we go to install, and then we click on add action. And this will bring up the available actions. So I'm going to go here to country-based access. I can go back.
No, that's good.
Okay.
I'm recording this.
Okay. So country-based access, and this basically will restrict access to your application based on someone's location. So I'm going to click on add integration. Then it will tell you what things it needs access to. So we're going to click continue, and then I'm going to pick US as the country code to block. And then the custom error is go Boca code. All right, so I'm going to go and click create. All right, so now you're probably wondering, how do we use it? You can go to this little popcorn thing and click add to flow. And this is our flow editor. This is drag and drop. So I'm going to, what is it? That ain't moving. No, I'm talking about move this old one. Anyway.
Like something in drag and drops.
Nice. Nice.
It could be both.
That's right.
So I'm going to take this country-based access, drag it over here, and drop it here. This is new. It didn't say drop here before. So now it tells you can drop it there. All right. And then what you have to do is click apply, because I always forget to do this. I'll drag it and then I'll keep it moving, but you have to click apply for it to actually take a place on your account. So now it's there. It's official. So let's try it out. And so we go back to the home page of the Auth0 dashboard. We're going to click on try it out. Okay. It should work with the continue with Google, shouldn't it? Yeah.
We don't know nothing. We don't see nothing.
Cover the camera.
Then,
All right.
told me ahead of time.
So now for trying to log in, it says bummer, something failed.
Oh, no.
The error is access denied, and the description is go Boca code.
Oh.
All right. So then you take me to the dashboard. And then if we go to actions, no, flows, no, library, no, yeah, flows, and then log in. And we want to remove this. So we click on it, click down here to remove. And what should I click next to make sure that it works? Apply, yes. Yes, gotta click apply. If you don't click apply, then it won't fly.
Now it's in our heads.
And boom, it works. We're still in the US and now we're logged in. And we didn't write a single line of code. It was there from the Auth0 dashboard. All right, so now I showed you the no code version of using actions. I'm going to pass over to Tyler to show you how to get deep into some code and do some cool stuff with actions.
Was this lesson today?
Yeah, this was the lesson. What was it?
This one, log in, sign up.
Yep.
Okay.
Specifically because you guys were coming.
Really?
Yeah.
So
Because
I was
exactly
watching it and I was like, this is perfect because we're talking about components, React, and then you get into the, I don't know what this says, but I assume that
Is
member. Oh, he's member.
Oh,
So
okay.
if they're not, so log in, otherwise it shows sign up. Okay,
Nice,
cool.
nice.
So I like using this example because whenever we were talking about.
Whatever you would.
I like that this is happening right here because this is the flows that Will's talking about. So on that page where it was log in or sign up, if we go back to the flows, like that's the Auth0 does all that for you. So you can customize and make your own login and sign up stuff. But Auth0 by Okta, we have these flows. You can write these custom actions to customize that further. So what Will did is he went to the library where we have all of these third-party options that we can do. So he added the country-based access, and you can write custom ones. You see, I've done a lot of like custom ones, and we're going to do one here today. But the marketplace, which he was in, has a whole bunch of options that you can do. And I just want to like show some of these for those that are interested. So let's say that you are, honestly, I don't even know half of what these are, but maybe if you know some of these other companies, but if you want to do like get really into data web verifications, let's say that you have an application, it's e-commerce, and when your users sign up, you want to have like really authenticate the users. We'll have social, maybe you want to get their social, or you want to get like personal PPI information. You can use this company. It's a third-party company, not sponsored by Auth0 or Okta. I think it's called ID Data Web. I've worked with them before. By simply clicking on this action that's already pre-built and adding it, all the code that you would have to write into your flow, like think about if you did this yourself, you'd have to make all the API codes, calls, everything that happened inside of here. You'd have to create an account with ID Data Web, and then all that code basically gets put into this part for you already. And so this marketplace and all the actions that you see here, all third-party companies have worked together to like make this stuff. So I think it's worth kind of like showing you that all these other options that are like just drag and drop, and you can throw stuff in there. And then one other thing before I get over back to the slides that I wanted to show is, so this the flows again. So these are the triggers, right? So you see login. Whenever somebody logs in, which is what Will just did, that's the first one. Sign up, that's going to be either the pre-sign up or the post-sign up. So before a user signs up, you can do something cool. You can send a Slack integration. Let's say your company wants to say like, when somebody starts the registration flow, maybe they're on that page one of your sign up page. Let's send a Slack information so we can capture that event. And then there's the post one. So they just finished it, which is what I'm going to be doing today. I want to do something after. Let's say I want to send an email, or I want to work with Twilio and send them a text, or I don't know, you want to do something with Outlook, whatever it is. Like these flows are creating spaces where you can write custom code and then do something, and that just gets automated. So every future user that goes through that sign up process, it just automatically does that code for you. So what I'm doing today is I'm going to create a custom code. Let me go to the slide, it's a little bit prettier. We're gonna do 3 things here. And if you're interested in kind of doing this later on, you'll need an Auth0 account, a SendGrid account. So this is the wink wink from Will. SendGrid, who knows what SendGrid is? 3 people. All right, SendGrid, who knows what Twilio is? Okay, Twilio is more popular. Twilio owns SendGrid, the bottom. But SendGrid is like the email of what Twilio is for text. So Twilio sends a text, SendGrid is like sending out emails for people.
Transaction.
Yeah, so they do a lot of emails that get sent out. You have like the opt-out stuff on the bottom, like SendGrid is kind of doing that behind the scenes. And then everyone's heard of ChatGPT, right? And so if you want to do what I'm going to do today, you'll need an account with ChatGPT. So what are we going to do? So what I want to do is I want to create a custom code that after every time somebody signs up on my app, let's say it's an e-commerce app, I want to send a custom welcome email to that user. So Auth0 by default will send a welcome or like an email verification email out to users because we want to verify their email. But let's say that for all future users, after they sign up, I want to send a really cool email for my yoga business to everybody. Now, if you think about it, if you do this by yourself and the sign up part of your app is just verifying that their username and password is correct. But there's so much more to that, right? Like a welcome email, or let's say you want to do multi-factor, where you want to text them a code to log in. All that stuff is all part of the sign up, or the sign up flow. But today I'm going to use an action to send a custom welcome email. And what I want to do is I'm going to go to ChatGPT and I'm going to use it to write me that welcome email for me, because I'm not very good at writing, and it writes a lot better than I do. So I'm going to go to chat and I'm going to ask it to write me something. And I think you can play around with this, and I've done this before, but you can be country. You can say, make me sound like I'm a country singer, or make me sound like I'm a rapper, Drake, or something like that. And then you can just copy and paste that. So that's what we're going to do. All right, so first things first, you'll need a SendGrid account, and you'll need to get some API keys from SendGrid. And the way that you do that is in settings. You'll need to go over to API keys here.
Cover the screen.
No, thankfully it's all covered up. But yeah, you'll have to create an API key here, and you'll need to get your API key, which is a secret. So thankfully you can't see it here, but this is step 1 from SendGrid, because you have to, first of all, create an account. And if you've ever worked with SendGrid, like I just barely worked with them, they actually take forever to verify your account to even send it to you, which is unfortunate. So definitely take time to do that. It's not as fast as Twilio, but create an account with SendGrid, get your API keys, because you'll need that. And then, okay, we created the API keys. You'll walk through the flow with SendGrid, say that you want full access as the sender. Once you create the key, there's a couple more steps inside of SendGrid where you need to set up a single sender verification. And this is kind of like a little more complex, because SendGrid asks you like, what the email do you want to be sent from? Do you want to use their logout option at the bottom of an email? All that jazz. So no one's doing this right now, so I won't wait, but you have to just kind of go through and get those API keys from SendGrid. Once you have your API keys, copy them for the time being, maybe to a notes section or something. And then there's an option in here called dynamic templates. And let's see, is it underneath marketing? Where is it at? Email API. Okay, that's what I'm looking for. Dynamic templates. So in here, I've already kind of created one that I've selected. It's like this yoga professor, but you can go and create a dynamic template. So this is where SendGrid has like a whole bunch of options just kind of right off the bat for emails that you can use. Let's see. So there's a whole bunch of like email templates that you can do. I think I grabbed the yoga one that was down here somewhere. But today in this part of the thing, I want to, again, right after my user signs up using Auth0, I want to send them a welcome email. And SendGrid has all these kind of HTML already, email templates already created for you. Pick one that you like. Like I said, I did the yoga one, which is like down here somewhere. I don't know. I don't see it. But once you get a template, it's going to come with a template ID here, and you'll have to save that option as well. And I'll show you why in a minute here. But yeah, this is what it looks like. It's a little drag and drop email. And again, I'm doing this all in SendGrid. This is not Auth0. This is SendGrid. They send emails, and they have this text here where you can add in your own text. And so what you can do next is, after you choose the template, go to the design editor, which I'm in. Then what you can be fun with is go to ChatGPT and say, let's see, write me a welcome email. Okay, what's my e-commerce app? What do I do?
Final, what are you guys thinking?
Yoga, it looked like a yoga studio.
Okay,
Yeah.
but that's a little bit too lame.
Yeah.
What? Okay.
Oh.
Okay. I like this.
No, you
Okay,
gotta
okay.
have some creativity.
Okay, so I'm using a yoga.
Oh my, that's too much creativity.
So I'm using a yoga welcome email template. Write me like this. Is this what I should say? I'm using a yoga email. I say, what should the email template say? Yeah, but it's just gonna give me something on
Yeah,
it's too general.
Make it fancy, like a yoga studio and what do we call it? Nightclub, yoga studio
Ooh.
and coffee shop.
Okay.
No, yoga studio and boot camp.
Okay.
Or boot camp, data analytics boot camp, something
Yoga
crazy.
studio and software engineering.
There we go. Yeah. So let's see what it comes with.
I'm in yoga studio and software engineering boot camp.
Yes. Business. Yeah.
Okay. There we go.
Right.
What's the tone? Give me the tone.
Oh.
Am I funny? Am I angry? Or am I unprofessional? Unprofessional, maybe? Mysterious. I like mysterious too.
Mysterious.
Okay.
Oh, you gotta do something fancy, like in the aura of Dr. Seuss. No, in the order of
Ooh.
the style
Of an old western.
Old West.
Of the Joker from Dark Knight.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Right. Right. It's like I'm the Joker
Oh my gosh.
That was good. That was
from Dark Knight. Okay.
They think developers are not creative. Developers are creative. That's creativity.
Right. Okay. There's some spelling issues here. Right. Like I'm the Joker from the movie Dark Knight Rises. Is that right?
that's right.
That's a new one.
We want
I guess you're trying to
Just-
the dark.
gay before night.
Yeah,
Oh, yep. You're right. You're right.
that's right.
That's it?
Oh, yeah, it's great.
Okay. Oh,
That's it.
hold on. I gotta log in. Oh, and I didn't save it before I refreshed the page.
No.
Dang it. Okay, everyone's gonna watch me again.
Can you backspace, like, can you go back a page and we'll still be there?
Oh, maybe. I doubt it'll be there. No. Dang it. All right. Everyone's gonna watch me type again. Okay. I am a yoga studio and software
Owner. Business
owner. Write me a welcome email in the tone of Joker from the Dark Knight movie. Okay, let's see what we get here.
No, you gotta read it in the voice.
Okay, I can't do the voice. I can't do the voice. Oh yeah,
Maximize.
there we go.
Oh.
Okay,
Wow. Holy smokes. Oh my, it's still going.
yours truly, the Joker. I like that. I think you're missing part of it here. Here we go. It is I, the Joker. Why so serious? Yeah, it's even got the on theme here.
Your humble astonishment as they say, why so serious?
Wait, we have to like edit this to where it says like if make it threatening. So like if they don't respond, and this is a terrible business idea. So no one actually do this. Make it threatening so that they feel like they can't deny email. I don't know. Let's see what we got here. Mere mortals, okay.
Oh, wow.
Who will be joining?
There you go. Yeah, that's a better ending.
What's it?
He said the wrath of the Joker. Okay, so you get the point, right? So you can use chat, whatever AI to get it, but get the content for you're welcome. Go back to SendGrid, whatever template you chose, and then you need to edit the text.
Way to go API from this, so maybe I could want to generate for each
person.
for each new user.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so I actually looked into doing that originally, where it would, instead of using Chat GPT like outside of an action, but because of privacy with how Open API, I don't know if you all are aware, but like Open API right now with Chat GPT, they like take the data that you send them and then they use it to make them smarter or whatever. So in the Okta realm and the security realm, there's still they're still not accepted for us to use them inside of our product just yet. So that's why I'm doing it like outside of it. I fought to see if I can get it to be in it, because ideally what I'd rather do, instead of doing it outside, I actually had the idea of inside the action. Yeah, depending on their name, the country, maybe when they were logging in, I could then send a request to ChatGPT through their API and say, given their name, their information, their country, when they created the account, create a custom email like "Good afternoon," "Good morning," and have it be like really intelligent.
Maybe you can implement action which call some external API.
Yeah.
Something like this.
Yeah, you could.
Cool.
Yeah, for sure. I'm not doing it the most elegant way. I wasn't back to support it enough to have it be integrated with Actions. But yes, for you all, if you want to use it, go ahead. But I'm not recommending you do it. Is the official stance, because that's as much cooler. That was my idea, is to make it more automated inside of the action. But this is what you get. So yeah, here's our email and our yoga welcome to unlimited class program Joker email. So we can save this option here. And so now in my SendGrid account, I've created an email. It sounds like the Joker, and I want it to be sent to users after they sign up for my application. So I go to Auth0, and I'm using Auth0 to authenticate my users as they come in here. So now what I want to do is back in the flows, I want to find the post user registration flow, and I want to create a custom action. I won't bore you all with a live coding, because those never work when you want them to. But I've already put together the code, and we're going to kind of walk through it. So here's my custom action. So at the very top, you can see I am using an NPM package. So Will mentioned that in his first part, but I'm bringing in Axios. Who knows what Axios is? Yes, we have some good users of Axios. Okay, you can also use just the good old-fashioned fetch. Yep, that works as well. You don't have to use it, but I wanted to be inclusive. Yeah, so this is kind of like the fetch is native to the browser. Axios kind of wraps it up and makes it a little bit easier to use and kind of superpowers it. But kind of.
Did you have to MD&I in it? Or?
No, so Will mentioned it. So there's a dependency button here to the left. So I actually have it. So this is kind of like my package JSON on the side there, and you can add in Lodash, right? Lodash is a popular one. I don't know. You can use something else. Can't think of anything else right now. But you can Stripe, yes. Chat. Or you can use. There's actually a SendGrid SDK. So you'll see that I'm doing it like just calling SendGrid's API directly from a URL. But SendGrid actually has an NPM package, and you could add that in here as a dependency if you didn't want to use fetch or call. So yeah, this is how I'm using Axios. It's on the left here.
Secrets there.
And I got my secret. So remember our little fancy dancy SendGrid API key that you couldn't see. So I've added it here on the left. So here's our secrets, and you'll see that I reference it here, down here, but we'll get to there in a sec. And then once we're done, we can either test it, or we can actually have it send an email for tests, or we could do what Will did, is go to the getting started, and we can run it from the getting started. But back to the code really quick. So that's how I'm using Axios right here. And then that's how I'm integrating the SendGrid API key. I added it here. And like Will said, once you add it one time, you can't see it again. So if you forget it, you have to go create a new API key, and that's where it's stored. All right, so let's look at this code here. So this is all just Node.js here. I think I've upgraded it to, what is it, 18? Yeah, I'm using the 18, Node 18, which is the latest version. But everything you see here is just Node.js or JavaScript written in nodes here. So we have this kind of function, and everything that happens inside of this on execute post user registration function, everything that happens inside of here is going to fire on the post user registration. So after a user has signed up, you can see I've got it in a try catch to kind of catch any errors that I might have. The first thing I'm doing is I'm calling the SendGrid API. So you can see that's their v3 API. And then this second part, for those that know Fetch, you'll notice that this is a post call. So this right here, this curly bracket here, all this stuff here is the body that I'm sending to that API call. And all this contract here, this payload is all defined by SendGrid. They want to know personalizations, emails of who I'm sending it to, who's it's from. This is going to be the subject of my email. I'm just calling it welcome friend, but that doesn't sound very jokerish. Let's see. Give me a joker subject line for our email.
There you go. Nice.
Okay. Yeah, that's a good one. I want to see a magic trick. That's actually really good. Sweet. So that's a subject. And then this template ID here, you can have this be secret, but it's not really a secret. This is the template ID. So this is back in our little design studio here. Once we've saved this thing I did. But if you go back out, there's a template ID here. So this correlates with what we just updated. So you'll want that template ID once you get it from SendGrid. Authorization here, we obviously need our token. So this is our API key. I'm getting that from secrets. So I'm adding it, and then you just, whatever name you define there, just like in your .env for if you're using create React app. It's very similar setup. You put in your passwords there and you pull it in. And then if there's an error, we console log it. And one thing that Will didn't mention, but whenever you test things, you can also, any kind of errors that happen, those will get logged underneath as well. So all that stuff gets logged out. And you'll see, please don't steal my email, but you can see I'm hard coding my email just because I didn't, just so you know, but you can actually, let's see, let me go back to our action. So ideally, this would not be hard coded. This would actually be coming off of this user that's on the event. So after that user signs up, if you want to use that user's information, like their first name, their last name, whatever they just used to sign up, if you want to use that to customize your email, that's going to be on this event parameter here. And so what you'd want to do is go events.user, and then it'll give you their email. Whoa, I don't know what that was. So that is how, depending on who signed up, you can send it to their specific email. I'm going to put it back to mine just to make sure it works. Okay, make sure you deploy it. So once you're happy with it, deploy that code, and then make sure, like we saw with Will, make sure that you dragged and dropped it into the flow. Don't have it just be sitting over here on the side. So make sure it's there, and make sure that all the changes are live that you see there. So now, hopefully on internet and spam folders and everything goes well, once I log in or create a new user with an email, I should be able to see that email come through. And so let's try it out. Okay, getting started. We're going to try it out. Let's see, hopefully we're not signed in. We are signed in, so let me log out and try it with a new user. Okay, so I'm basically deleting myself. I'm going to recreate myself as a new user. Okay, cool. So I'm in the welcome. I don't have an account, and so I need to sign up. So this is kind of like the splash page for Auth0. I'm going to sign in. It's going to create. All right, so I created a new user. Now I'm going to see if I get our Joker email. Okay, nothing yet. Okay, there we go. Got our welcome to unlimited class program, our yoga thing with Joker. Do you want to see a magic trick? So there you go. So use SendGrid, a template from SendGrid. We have Joker text from ChatGPT, and all of that was thrown together in a little code snippet here. We dragged and dropped it into our flow. Not that flow. This one, post-user registration, right? We dragged and dropped it in here. We added Axios. We've got a try catch in there. I haven't even mentioned that all this stuff is being monitored. All the logs are being recorded here. So as things happen, you can go through the logs and you can see, was there a successful login, log up? If it fails for whatever reason, those errors, because I try catch and console log that, all that stuff gets recorded. So basically, it goes to show that with Actions, you can customize that login, that log out, that new user flow as much as you'd like to. And I just use SendGrid. You can use Slack, whatever your heart desires. If there's an API and you want to use it, odds are you probably could use it in an action. So after things happen in that login flow, you can customize it and do more with it.
Nice.
And that's all we have. So thanks.
Those NPN like dependencies and all that, you just have like all logs, you have everything of NPN.js.
Pretty much everything that's on the NPM registry. It's hard to, there's.
Firestore, like one of the databases, connect to a database.
Yeah, let's try it. I'm pretty sure from what I understand is everything unless it's something that might have a security risk on it. But okay. For the most part, it should be. Let's see, we'll do this one. Yeah, so I think it just if you don't put a version, yeah, it just doesn't last. So is it just Firebase?
Firebase admin dot. What's the one for connecting to Firestore?
It's better to look on the NPM.js.
Sorry,
exactly.
Firebase admin is for backend only.
Okay.
Firebase is for front end.
Well, this would be Firebase admin. This is a backend function.
Yeah, but are you?
It just depends.
You giving it secret keys or?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, because Firebase, the front end, you could create a web app in Firebase and give it public keys.
Right. No, this would be the backend, right?
Yeah, it looks like.
Lambda function.
Yeah, it's a Lambda function, like AWS. That's the best way that I like to describe it. It's just a Lambda function that you can use on any of the triggers of an authentication flow.
And do you guys charge per use of it? You guys have the first million for free? Like
the actions part doesn't affect the pricing. The pricing is around requests for sign in. So all this.
You can put something heavy load in your action.
Yeah, but it might bog down the user's experience, right? So if you're doing something after they've logged in and you're doing like data manipulation and somewhere else before it responds, this return like at this function here, just like on a Lambda, like this needs to return before it completes the flow for the user. So you might bog down their experience if you try to do too much.
Right.
But, yeah.
That's amazing. So you just say that you had login. If I wanted to do, because we use it.
Yeah.
And I think my boss would love to be able to see the log. There's no log outs action. I guess not really a log out option.
There's not a log out, but actually I think that, so one thing that we're working on right now, so here's a little like sneak peek, is we're giving the users, or not the users, developers like yourself, the ability to create your own trigger. So we have these 6 triggers, but like the log out, yeah, it looks like we don't have log out. And so, right, but we're right now it's not in GA, but we're working on having users be able to create their own flows.
Wow.
So you can create your own trigger point.
A lot of exciting work going on behind the scenes with actions. That's later in the future, it's gonna be like really exciting. So can't say, but it's definitely like some cool stuff coming.
We use it right now for AWS and for logging. We don't use it for most of the other ones. And we're right now kind of like all developers have access to all the things. We limit them what they can do, but there's some developers that have access to everything in AWS production.
Wow.
And we want to be able to control them, saying, you're doing a release, now you have access to production. You're not doing a release today, it's not scheduled, you're not gonna have access to production. So that I could do with something like this very easily.
Yeah.
And now I don't have to tell the DevOps person, turn them off, turn them off.
Yeah.
I can just, put it in, because we have a release management system.
Right.
So they have to enter the information. So I know when they're releasing, so I could do something.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's useful.
Yeah, and then, like you mentioned before, like I like to just explain it like it's just a Lambda for your identity. So whatever happens in here, you can do custom stuff.
That's tremendous.
Yeah, you can find us on Twitter if you guys have questions, or you can DM us, and we're happy to help anybody out. So
Thank you so much.
thanks for having us.
Mine is Will Johnson IO.
So you gotta tell us, do you own .io? Is that why?
No,
Or was Will Johnson taken?
I was trying to get in that text, and like IO was like the
Yeah.
text. So I was like, oh, let people know I'm tech.
Yeah. I remember, like, I'm Damien, right? So it was like, I tried Damien everything, .net, .org, .us, everything. Every single version of it was different. Not that common of a name, but it's the way I spell it. It's common enough. So I chose Damien, the Damien. So I was able to register that everywhere on Twitter and so, but yeah, it's exactly that. I wanted to figure out something.
Albert, last name,
Are you I'll be there.
There are multiple.
I was gonna be the one that interviews you and I was the MC last year. They got much better since then.
No,
I get to be just an audience. Because we're gonna have some, the other commercial cameras.
and there are multiple.
Won't be as exciting if I
One's
do.
like a spinal surgeon.
He'll be okay. So you tell me if they got the style and talking, or if they were like, okay, what, something like that, like, what about your name? What's?
It's like an email.
Let's see how they.
They're all like, they all have like similar.
I'm sure you was
Right,
just
so like. Yeah,
We'll
like
see.
3 in the morning, I'll start, like 3 in the morning. I'll
So
get, like,
listen, it's serious, I'm gonna stop this, but
test
I think it's
script,
amazing.